the guy is just not that into you, my dear sister. This thing is key in the relationship, oh my dear sister. If his friends doesn't know you, forget. So your girl SHEJACKIE says, and you're all welcome back to the SJS vlog, where we talk about fashion, lifestyle, and entertainment.
FJ.
So today,
with the strength of a woman, SHEJACKIE says. With the power of a woman, SHEJACKIE says. Everywhere she goes, every day,
what is up, SJS Nation, SJS FAM? It's your favorite girl, SHEJACKIE says, and I am back on your screens once again with another video. So today, as the topic goes, I don't really want to be partial. I did another video on signs that she's just not into you, and it's up here. Yes. And I don't really want to be partial about it. I did another one for my ladies to know whether a guy is into you or not. Before I give you all the signs that a guy is not into you, this might differ from a guy to a guy, but this is from some experiences that I've had, what my male friends have told me. That is what I am here to share with you guys. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. Don't forget to tap on that subscription button down there. Most importantly, don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Without wasting my time, let's get right into today's video. Okay, so the first sign that shows that a guy is not into you is your conversations are very shallow. Your chats are like, what's up, how you doing, that is it. No further questions, nothing. It just means that, sis, he is just not that into you. Let him go. Okay, so if a dude is chatting you and you realize that he is like this, he's like that, his chat is inconsistent and all those kind of stuff, sis, he's just not that into you, and just let him go. All right, guys, so moving on to number 2, he lacks consistency. You know, guys always like to have choices. They don't really want to be like, okay, so I don't have any choice. So he lacks consistency in a lot of things that he's doing. He just wants to keep you around. Probably when he texts Jackie and Jackie is not around, he could text Sarah, he could text Gifty. Guys like to have that. If a guy is like that with you, it means he's so not consistent. But if he's really into you, I'm not really doing that video, but if a guy is into you, there is always consistency. You definitely know that, yes, he always has time for you. You wouldn't even know when he's even having time for either Sarah or Gifty or Sylvia. So if a dude lacks consistency with you, sis, just advise yourself. Oh, me, I'm here. You don't know. All right, so the third one I have for you is that a guy who is different with you when you guys are testing, and is also different with you when you see him in public, such a guy is not into you. Just let him go. If he's chatting with you and he's like, baby, what's up this morning, he's getting personal and everything with you, and when you see him in public, he doesn't want to do that with you. He doesn't want to hold hands, he doesn't want to call you babe or all these kind of stuff. Sis, advise yourself. Oh, because these days the rate at which guys are breaking ladies' hearts now is like, you ladies, you know, but you just want to enter the relationship because you really want to enter. You see things that you're not supposed to see. If he's different with you when he's on phone with you and different with you when you see him, just go your way, just clip it and just next. I hope you understand. That is another sign that a guy is so not into you. If you are chasing him, that is one of the greatest signs that a guy is not into you. Because if a guy is into you, he prioritizes you in a lot of things. You don't have to do the chasing. I'm not saying don't chase him, don't do these kind of steps, but it's a different ball game altogether. If you are the one texting, if you are the one initiating conversations, I said this in my other video, if you are the one always trying to do something, it's supposed to be a two-way something, like two people trying to meet midway. That is what makes a relationship, not just one other person. If you are the one trying to chase this particular guy, then sis, you are wasting your time, and he's just not that easy. Because if he likes you, you wouldn't be the one to do the chasing. You'd both be chasing each other. In fact, if both of you like each other, you'd both be chasing each other. It just doesn't have to be one person. And I'm not saying that when you're into someone, but if it prolongs, then you realize that you're the one calling, you're the one texting and all those kind of stuff. I beg, advise yourself. Oh, advise yourself, my dear sister. I know you're watching me, you're like, advise yourself. All right, the next sign is if his friends doesn't know who you are. Hey, this thing is key in the relationship, oh my dear sister. If his friends doesn't know you, forget, then there's no relationship. Because guys are always like around each other, and they are happy when they are able to show their partners to their friends. But if he's not able to do that, just forget. he's so not into you, if he always hides you from his friends, if he behaves as if he is single amongst his friends, then my sis, I'd beg, advise yourself. Because if the guys know who you are automatically a woman. But here's the case: the guys don't know you, he's afraid to also introduce you to them or all these kind of stuffs. Then my sister, go your way. Just go your way. Funny enough, I wanted to talk about something personal, but I wouldn't talk about it. You know, most of the times the guys say they know who the actual lady is, so but most of the times no, because of probably what you are giving them. I hope you understand. But all these signs that I'm giving you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are the concrete signs that shows that a guy is into you or not. I hope you understand. Most guys are not the friends kind of type, but if he's the friends kind of type, if he has a lot of friends and they don't know who you are, at least not even one knows that, okay, so and so's girlfriend is this, so and so's woman is this, then I beg, your relationship with that guy is going nowhere. Just end ties with the person, because if he is not ready to show you to his friends, or even if he doesn't know any of your friends, he doesn't really want to know you, then just know that you're wasting your time, or he's just a time waster, sis. Just go your way. If a guy doesn't take you out, my sister, why are you a tree or are you a dustbin? Even dustbin cry the PA. I hope you understand. We even take dustbins out, not even talk about a human being. You see, a guy is supposed to take you out however way you taking him out, or however way, if you guys are supposed to be seen out, like having fun. Taking someone out doesn't cost. It all depends on you. If you want it to cost, it would cost. Personally, if I go out on dates, I don't really take anything heavy. Normally it's just drinks and just talk. Just take the person out, have a feel, go to the beach, go to parties, take the person out. So if a guy doesn't take you out, my dear sister, advise yourself. Oh, don't be there and be like, hey Jackie, he's going out and he's not even asking me to go out with him. He's never asked me out. I beg, if he doesn't do any of these things. But you know, funny enough, some guys too are not like that. They are not the outing type. But if you are like that, one thing I know for sure is that if someone likes you, the person meets you midway with things. The person tries to adjust to whatever thing that you like. So if a guy truly likes you, or if he really likes you and he knows that you really want to step out, in fact, who doesn't like stepping out? As I said earlier on, you are not a trio. You are, even that's mean we even take them out. I hope you understand. So if a dude doesn't take you out, if he doesn't take you out to programs, if he doesn't do this, it's like he's trying to keep you away from public. My dear sis, it's just there. He flirts with everybody. A guy who flirts with everybody, you don't need me to come and tell you that this guy is not serious and he is not into you. A guy who flirts with every lady in his DM. I know a particular guy. Every lady in his contact list is called Bae, and every lady on his contact list has a love emoji. So just imagine, can you date this particular kind of guy? You can't. He's so not into you. He's just going to be toying and playing with your feelings. This particular guy just tries to have a lot of options around him. As I said, guys like to have a lot of options around them. If he calls every lady baby, my love, and all those kind of stuff, just know that this guy is not serious and he's a total time waster. Time is very essential in our life. It is very essential. I just had to wear this word to tell you all that don't let any guy waste your time, sis. You need to level up. We've gotten to a stage that we've outgrown some things. We don't need some guys to just come into our lives and just waste our time. Time is very precious. I hope you understand. You watching me right now, you are a precious jewel. You don't need any guy to come and just waste your time like that and just, I hope you understand. You should just know that he's not into you, because if a guy is into you, he puts some habits aside. Even if he used to be a flirt before he met you, he's just going to put that aside because of you. I hope you understand. So this is another sign that shows that this guy is a total time waster and he's just not that into you, sis. This next point is actually something I said in my previous videos, especially about the guy not being into you, and it applies to women too, as in a guy not being into you. You know, if a guy consistently talks about other women in their lives with you, that woman is not his sister, his mother, or a cousin, and he's consistently talking about other women, this lady has done this, this lady is that, this lady is this lady has said this, and he just keeps on talking to you, I hope you understand, then this dude is certainly not into you. He's so not into you because he's just going to waste your time. That certainly means that he is having feelings for this kind of person that makes him so worried to the extent that he has to confide in you. Because if someone is into you, he should know how you even feel about that. It's different when you are just friends with the person. But if there's this kind of vibe between both of you, and he just comes to you and is like, Jackie has done this, whereas you being you, as you are watching me, he just comes to you like, Jackie said this and I'm worried. Just know that, my sis, don't let him end it. Don't even continue with this kind of conversations. It's even going to hurt you more. He doesn't get jealous at all. Like, who doesn't get jealous? I hope you understand. If a guy never gets jealous, I'm assuming you tell this guy that, okay, I'm going out with Kojo, I'm going out with Sylvester, I'm going out on a date with him, and he doesn't get jealous, he doesn't talk, he doesn't change his mood or something. My dear, after, when you go out, stay there. Like, just stay at where you are. Just go out with the person. Because if he doesn't get jealous, if he doesn't even ask, you know, guys don't like showing emotions, but even if he doesn't ask why, what's up, if he doesn't even inquire about what you're going to do or this kind of stuff, my dear, advise yourself. Oh, these kind of things you don't need me to tell you. I hope you understand. You don't need me to tell you, because if someone likes you, the person is seriously jealous, overly jealous. Do you even have overly? Like, overly a word?
It's okay.
If a dude is not into you, he never gets jealous, because on he just doesn't care about what you do. But if he's into you, he's all about you. You are his center of his world, and he's like, he doesn't want anyone to take his precious jewel away from him. So if a guy is just like that, just let him go. He is not curious about you. If a guy is not curious about you, let him go. The reason why I'm saying this is that if you really want to be with someone, you're always curious about the person. You're always willing to know every detail about the person. If this particular guy doesn't even care about where you come from, what you're doing, what you are into 5 years from now, like, he's not even curious about you. He's not curious about any of these kind of stuff. You know that this dude is just wasting your time. He just wants to come and bang and go. Because if he is into you, and if he really values you and sees you as a future life partner, he wants to know every detail about you, because he's going to stay with you and he needs to know the kind of person that he's going to be with. So even if he's not a little bit curious about you, your life, your school, your work, your family, or anything that you do, my dear sis, just go. Most of the times you would be there, you guys might be having a conversation, you'd be talking about yourself, and you realize that he's not even listening to what you are saying, and he just wants to brush it off. He doesn't care. My sis, just know that he's coming to bang and go. He doesn't really care about you. He doesn't want to know anything about you. With guys who just come to you in your DM and chat to you, and it be like, where do you come from, so tell me about yourself. It doesn't take a day to know someone. It takes time. It's a process. It takes time. Those messages, it really annoys me. Let me know more about you. It takes time. You can even be there with your friend. Every day you learn a new thing from someone. So I believe in the gradual process. So if he's never curious about knowing anything about you, sis, just shut the door. Just be courageous enough to let this guy go. If a guy never makes time for you, my dear sister, this is simple and it's self-explanatory, and I don't really need to talk much about this. But as I said in the previous video, it just applies to both males and females. If a dude doesn't make time for you, just know that he's not into you. This one, you don't need any theory. There's nothing. There is no algorithm to this. Just know that he's not into you. Because I know guys, if they are into someone, the fact is not even guys, a lot of people, if you are really into someone, you sacrifice a lot. No one is too busy. We are all busy, but no one is too busy. We always make time for the things and the people that are important to us. He doesn't reply your text. He reply your text 2 days later when it, like, oh, okay, so you called. Like, no. I don't even need to talk about this. If he doesn't make time for you, forget. Don't be like, he's busy, he's that. You know who is busy? Is he busy than the president? He is not. So sis, just advise. Last sign is, you in particular watching me right now, you just feel that he is not into you. Because ultimately, your gut, your feelings, your conscience is going to tell you that this guy is not into you, because most of the times you feel it, you just keep questioning yourself about everything. If you keep doing that, it means that this particular guy, it's like there's a question mark somewhere and he's not into you. One sign of knowing that a guy is not into you is when your conscience is telling you that he's not into you. You'd know deep down that this particular guy is playing you, he's wasting your time, and he's so not into you. You need to shut that door and just move on. I don't really want to go back on a lot of things that I said. So fam, these are the signs that shows that a particular guy is just wasting your time, my dear sister. He doesn't love you, he is really not going to support you in the near future, and you just need to let him go. So thank you guys for watching today's video. Just leave a comment below about your thoughts on today's video. In case you want to leave me a DM or anything, my social media links are in my description box below, better so they are also here. So it's still your favorite girl, SHEJACKIE Says, your hostess with the most, that's bringing you the hottest and the juiciest, and I am out. Peace, guys.
SHEJACKIE says everywhere she goes, every day SHEJACKIE says.